After a last-second field goal gave the Cavaliers a narrow 16-14 victory, the team looks set to travel to one of the most famous stadiums in college football, which is nicknamed the Dome, to take on the Syracuse Orange. The Cavaliers look poised to finally revitalize their offense, which has not lived up to their air raid reputation that they developed last year. Coming in as 10-point underdogs, the Cavaliers knew it would not be an easy matchup, and that tone was set immediately as the opening kickoff was returned by Trevor Pena, who returned the kick all the way to the Virginia 42-yard line. With a short field position, Garrett Schrader scrambled and found space all the way to the end zone to give the Orange an early 7-0 lead. On the Cavaliers' opening drive, they were able to get into field goal range to set up last week's ACC Kicker of the Week, Brendan Farrell, with the 51-yard field goal, but he would miss it wide right. However, on the very next play, Cam Butler would force a fumble and give the Cavaliers excellent field position. But the Cavaliers were not able to take advantage of this gift from their defense, as they would quickly go 3 and out and set up another field goal try for 48 yards. But once again, Brendan Farrell kicked it wide right, and the Cavaliers remained scoreless. On the next drive, facing a 3rd and 9, Garrett Schrader found Aronde Gadsden open in the middle of the field for a huge pickup for Syracuse. But the Cavaliers' red zone defense had forced them to settle for a short field goal. Momentum continued for Syracuse as Elijah Clark would strip the ball away from Brennan Armstrong to give Syracuse an opportunity to widen their lead. But the Cavaliers' defense minimized the damage done as Syracuse was once again forced to settle for a field goal. On the next possession, the Cavaliers would quickly go 3 and out, which included a missed opportunity from Brennan Armstrong when he found Dontavian Wicks wide open but overthrew the deep pass. And on 3rd and 8, Garrett Schrader threw a pass right to Jonas Sanker, who gave the Cavaliers another great opportunity to finally get on the board. But a theme that seems all too familiar this season so far, the Cavaliers' offense failed to capitalize on a turnover gifted by their defense, as they would go for it on 4th down but failed to convert. The teams would trade punts over the next few minutes, but eventually, Garrett Schrader finally broke through when he found Trevor Pena open, who ran down to Virginia's 35-yard line. Thanks to a costly penalty, Syracuse had the ball near the goal line, but the Cavaliers' defense would make a stand and force them to kick another short field goal. The Cavaliers needed to make some serious adjustments heading to the second half to get back into this game, and it seems that's what Tony Elliott did, as the Cavaliers had a terrific drive to start off the second half, which ended on a quick pitch to Keaton Thompson, who found the end zone to get the Cavaliers on the board. Even better, on the ensuing kickoff, Jonathan Horton laid a big hit on Trevor Pena, who would cough up the football and give the Cavaliers excellent field position. Unlike on the previous turnovers, the Cavaliers would actually capitalize on this opportunity, as Paris Jones plowed through several Syracuse defenders to give the Cavaliers another touchdown. Unfortunately, the ensuing extra point was blocked, but the Cavaliers in just 30 seconds turned a 16-point deficit into just a 3-point deficit. The Cavaliers would force a 3 and out on Syracuse's next drive, and it seems momentum was on their side. But the Cavaliers would also quickly go 3 and out. On the next possession, the Cavaliers got Syracuse on a 3rd and 18, but Garrett Schrader escaped the pocket and found Devon Cooper, who just had enough yardage for the first down. But on the next 3rd down, Garrett Schrader threw a low pass that initially looked like it was intercepted by Fentrell Cypress, but later will be ruled incomplete, so Syracuse would add another 3 points to their lead. The Cavaliers would go 3 now, and on Syracuse's next possession facing a 3rd and 3, and might be one of the craziest plays this past week, Garrett Schrader was about to be sacked, but somehow shoveled the football at the last possible moment to Courtney Jackson, who ran up the field, only to be met by Langston Long, who stripped the football and gave the Cavaliers another great field position off of a turnover. Unfortunately, on the very next play, Brennan Armstrong made a costly mistake of staring down his receiver, which led to Garrett Williams reading him like a book and easily intercepting the pass. After forcing a punt from Syracuse, Armstrong looked to rebound from his costly interception, but it'll be Paris Jones who stole the show, as he had a huge run for 30 yards to set the Cavaliers with a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. And on 4th down, Armstrong fired a quick missile on the slant to Lavelle Davis to give the Cavaliers the lead. On Syracuse's next possession, it looked like the defense got the job done, as Garrett Schrader was sacked on 3rd down. However, James Jackson was caught grabbing Schrader's face mask, what gave Syracuse a 1st down. That penalty proved to be very costly, as on the very next play, Schrader fired a 20-yard pass to Sean Tucker to put Syracuse in field goal range, and that's exactly what happened, as Syracuse would kick the go-ahead field goal with just a minute 14 left on the clock. The Cavaliers found themselves in a similar situation as last week, as with little time left, they needed to find a way to kick the game-winning field goal. Armstrong got moving quickly as he scrambled for 10 yards on the first play and wisely got out of bounds. However, Armstrong again relied on his legs, but this time he failed to get out of bounds. With the Cavaliers having no timeouts left, the clock is ticking. With the Cavaliers not having to hurry up on 3rd down, Armstrong fired a pass over the middle, which fell incomplete. With one last opportunity left, Armstrong fired into double coverage, and that pass fell incomplete, locking in a very brutal loss for the Cavaliers. While Syracuse remained undefeated, The Cavaliers dropped to a 2-2 record as their offense continues to struggle despite being given multiple opportunities from their defense. Armstrong had a rough day where he only completed 50% of his passes for 138 passing yards, and what has so far been a very rough season for him. The offense and Armstrong will hope to rebound next week against Duke, where the Cavaliers have won the previous 7 consecutive matchups. That game will be this Saturday, October 1st at 7:30. That about wraps it up for this week. I'm Carter Dibsie, and thanks for watching.